So let's give a big round of applause for Northside College Prep. Stand up. The timer kind of started before they all got on stage. Do you mind just rolling that back? Thank you.
Think about all the food you've had today, and look at all the food that's left over on those banquet tables. Where do you think that food goes?
Almost half of all food that is produced is thrown away before it is even eaten. Rotting food waste in landfills is a significant source of methane, which is a powerful greenhouse gas that is even more powerful than carbon dioxide. This is not about saving the planet for the planet's sake, it's about saving the planet for the life that's on it, like us. 64%. Organic waste makes up 64% of all that is thrown away in municipalities. This is a situation with huge potential for positive change.
We took Dave Blank's challenge to catalyze this positive change. We are Northside College Prep of the North Park neighborhood, and we started Chi-Town Compost, a community composting program. Food waste and any other organic waste can be composted. This is the process of letting organic waste break down into fertile soil.
Our solution is based on the idea that food waste is not waste, but in fact a precious resource. Our solution is multifaceted and includes diverting food waste from the landfills, educating students and youth about composting and how they can do it at home, and sharing our results with community leaders such as aldermen and 2 different community organizations.
The composting crusade wasn't easy. For days we went door to door. We got phone numbers, emails, statistics. We got people excited in our program. But then when we called them back, nothing. A mere speed bump on the road to compost glory. We went back out there and we canvassed again. More numbers, more statistics, more emails, more enthusiasm.
And we got 13 homes and a restaurant. They pledged to collect their food scraps in these green bins, then empty them into larger bins that we collected weekly for our on-site composting garden.
In our school's backyard, we built this site. We dug holes, built mounds, and raised beds to store the waste that we collected.
Our big debut came at the Cesar Chavez Day of Service. Groundbreaking day. Literally, not only did we begin to clear the land for our site, but we took our compost crusade to the global stage, working alongside community members with origins from as close as North Park to as far as Nepal. Through the abominable snow, rain, and hail, Chi-Town Compost pushed onward.
Speaking of pushing, we used the tumblers to mix food waste that we collected with dry soil to rejuvenate it. Then we put this in our raised beds.
This is what the land looked like before we got there. Overgrown and bleak. But after days of hard work, we transformed our school's backyard into what you see here, an appealing composting garden.
To ensure that our project has the greatest possible impact, we knew that we had to expand past Northside's backyard. Our movement would not have been complete without a way for people to connect with our project. We created a website, logo, and motto that captured our vision of helping a natural environment coexist within an urban space.
We also presented at Jameson Elementary, teaching students about the composting process and encouraging them to bring composting into their homes. A lot of the students thought that Josh was cute, but more importantly, many expressed interest in composting. We plan to extend the reach of Chi-Town Compost by partnering with community gardens such as Peterson Garden Project, among others, and compost alongside them.
To expand, we also need the help of Chicago's leaders. That's why we met with Alderman Patrick O'Connor from the 40th Ward. He is mentoring us on the city's past failed attempts and is helping us connect with local restaurants to succeed where others have not.
The capacity of our garden is about 51 cubic feet. Let's say that a cubic foot is equal to 1 pound of waste. We estimate from roughly 10 houses over a month, we will reach capacity. So turn 1 month into a year, turn 10 houses into 100, 100 into a whole ward into all of Chicago. That's 30,000 tons that we could be saving from landfills or reusing as farming. Not even including restaurants, other businesses, and markets. The sky is truly the limit for something like this.
Food waste is a global issue. Big cities have begun to tackle this. Chicago is not. But these kind of projects start small.
You may have noticed the bins on your tables. After lunch, we want you to take your uneaten food and put it in those bins. Later, together, we'll compost it, right here. This idea will not save the planet. It will save our planet. A compost movement starts small, and it grows. Just as a seed becomes a tree, a dream becomes a reality. So embrace our world. Chi-Town Compost.
Dream to be free.
Thank you.
What surprised you as you started to work on your problem in your community? What were one or two things that you didn't expect to find out along the way?
So at first, we were kind of surprised about how enthusiastic people were. Like, so many people in our neighborhood, like every home we went to, people were interested. But then I felt like, we felt kind of surprised that they weren't getting back to us. Like, they had been so enthusiastic about it, and then kind of backed out, but we made it work.
One thing that I was surprised about was I was at a restaurant talking to my family about this project, and a waitress overheard, and she came over and asked to be part of this project. And as I was running to a community organization, a woman, I was like, will you do it? And she was like, you know, as soon as I heard it was free, I was on board. So just hearing that was a surprise to me. People were so willing if it presented few roadblocks to that.
What are your next steps for moving this along through the summer?
So we spoke with the alderman recently, and so the idea there, we didn't talk about it in depth in our presentation, but he's going to help us connect with some local restaurant associations, and so we're going to reach out to those first because restaurants are an easier target for the collection trucks to come around and produce food waste at a greater rate. And then we're also reaching out to schools in the local area. We have students at our own school that are interested. I'm part of an environmental club, and we have about 9, 10 kids that are interested in continuing this after some of us graduate.
What's the best way to get others really, really excited in your age group to make this a reality and part of how we deal with trash, how we deal with excess food, all of that? How do you get people excited?
Well, so I think that we've, talking about it, a lot of kids at our school seem to be interested, just telling them what the problem is, what the consequences are, and so kids get excited about that. But another thing that we've done through my club and will continue to do through this project is offer service hours because that kind of incentivizes it. So I don't know if that's directly answering the question that you're asking, but that's a way that we've gotten kids engaged.
We have time for one more question.
Of the 13 families that you signed up, what would be your plan to follow up with them to see if they're going to continue doing it?
So the ones that are serious about it, we've been constantly emailing them, texting them, asking them what times work best for pickup for them. So we kind of work around their schedule because the way we set it up, we canvass in areas close to us. So it's easy to just come by, collect the waste, and put it in our on-site composting garden or to commercially transport it somewhere else.
Thank you guys so much.